Welcome to Healing with Martin. Join me on a journey of spiritual healing, energy alignment, and inner peace. Together, we'll discover the path to balance and harmony.
Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm Martin, spiritual healer, Reiki master, medium, and life coach, and this is Healing with Martin. Today, we're diving into one of the most profound journeys of healing, one that touches every heart, every tear, and every why did I do that again moment in your life. This episode is called Healing the Inner Child, Releasing the Wounds of the Past. Now, before you say, Martin, my inner child probably ran away years ago and never sent a postcard, don't worry. We're going to find that little one together and bring them home. You see, inside each of us lives a small, bright, innocent part, a child made of wonder, curiosity, and pure love. That part of you once believed in magic, in laughter, in being held. But along the way, life happened. Someone said, stop crying. Someone didn't show up when you needed them. Or someone you loved deeply hurt you without meaning to. And little by little, that radiant child tucked themselves away, whispering, it's safer if I stay quiet. If I'm perfect, maybe I won't be left again. We grow up. We build walls. We wear our I'm fine badges. But the truth? The child within us never stops calling. Sometimes through sadness, sometimes through anxiety, and sometimes through that weird meltdown you have when you drop your coffee right after saying you're having a spiritual day. So today's journey is about turning toward that voice, not to judge it, not to fix it, but to love it back into wholeness. So if you're ready, take a deep breath with me. Inhale, love, and exhale everything that no longer serves you. This isn't just another healing episode, it's an emotional homecoming. By the end of this journey, you'll see that your inner child was never broken, just waiting for your embrace. So let's begin. So, who exactly is this inner child we're talking about? No, it's not that voice in your head saying, can we have snacks now? Though honestly, that's part of it. Your inner child is the essence of who you were before the world told you who you had to be. Before you learned to hide your tears, before you decided love must be earned, before you believed you were too much or not enough. That child still lives within you, not as a memory, but as a living vibration in your energy field. You can feel them in those moments when you suddenly crave play, creativity, or comfort. Or when you're triggered by something small, someone ignores your message and suddenly, boom, 5-year-old you is screaming, they don't care about me. Don't worry, we all go there. Even I've had my inner 5-year-old with a PhD in overreaction days. The inner child isn't a concept, it's an energetic imprint. In spiritual healing, we say every stage of your life leaves a light pattern in your auric field. When you were small, your energy was pure, like sunlight bouncing on water. But when pain entered, that light dimmed in certain areas. Those dim spots still echo with the emotions of the time: fear, shame, rejection, loneliness. Healing isn't about erasing your past, it's about re-illuminating those forgotten corners. Imagine walking through your inner home with that lantern, whispering to every shadow, you're safe now, you can come out. As we grew, we learned survival masks. And some of these are the good child, always polite, never complains. Then there's the achiever, collecting gold stars just to feel loved. Then there's the peacemaker, terrified of conflict. And also the comedian, which uses laughter to hide pain. I personally was a mix of a good child and philosopher kid who asked too many questions. You know, that one child who asks, but why is the sky blue? And then, but who made the person who made the sky? Yeah, that's me. We build these personas not because we're fake, but because our tender inner child needed protection. But here's the truth: the masks that once protected us now block our authenticity. Healing means gently removing them one by one until your true face, your soul's light, shines again. Let's make this real. How do you know your inner child is trying to reach you? Maybe you recognize yourself in these moments. You crave validation like oxygen, or you get irrationally upset when plans change, or perhaps you feel guilty for resting or saying no, or you constantly people please. I know I have done that a lot. Or you self sabotage just when things are going well. Each of these isn't failure, it's communication. It's your inner child saying, hey, something still hurts. The adult you wants logic and control, the child you wants love and safety. Healing happens when both start having coffee together. Imagine your adult self sitting with your inner child saying, I see you, I'm here. You didn't deserve that pain. Children speak in emotions, not explanations. When you're sad and can't explain why, that's the child speaking. When you suddenly want to dance, sing, or paint without reason, same child. When you overreact to a partner forgetting to text, it's rarely about the text. It's about a forgotten feeling from long ago whispering, I don't matter. In spiritual work, this is why awareness is sacred. Every emotion is a message, not a mistake. So next time you feel triggered, pause and say softly to yourself, I wonder what my inner child is trying to tell me. Sometimes the answer will come as a memory, sometimes as a tear, sometimes as laughter, and sometimes silence. Because even the inner child needs a nap. The beauty of this journey is that time doesn't exist in the soul's language. When you comfort your inner child today, that love travels back to the moment of wounding. Your present day compassion literally rewrites your energetic history. It's like quantum healing. Your heart becomes a time traveler, and guess what? You don't need a DeLorean for this one. Sorry, Doug. Each breath of love you send inward echoes across lifetimes, clearing ancestral pain, healing your lineage, and freeing generations. Because when you heal your inner child, you heal your family tree, past and future. Let's pause here for a moment of reflection. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes for a few seconds. Visualize a younger version of yourself, maybe at age 5 or 8 or 12. See them standing somewhere meaningful. Your old bedroom, a park, maybe a schoolyard. Notice their face. Are they smiling, confused, sad, or hopeful? Now, whisper gently in your mind, hi, little one. I see you. You're safe with me now. You might feel emotion rising, and that's good. That's the heart thawing. Take a deep breath. Inhale peace, and exhale everything that isn't love. Beautiful work. You're already doing the healing. In the next chapter, we'll look at how those childhood wounds quietly shape your adult life, your relationships, your choices, even your spiritual path, and how to spot when your inner child is secretly driving the car. So stay with me, my friends. Grab some water, maybe a snack for your actual outer child, and let's go deeper. Now that we've met our inner child, it's time to recognize their wounds, not to reopen them, but to finally let them breathe. You can't heal what you don't acknowledge. You can't transform what you refuse to look at. And you can't love what you keep judging. We all carry emotional bruises. Some are loud, heartbreaks, losses, betrayals. Others are quiet. The nights you cried alone, the moments you needed a hug and got silence instead. And sometimes these wounds don't look like wounds at all. They disguise themselves as habits, personalities, or that's just who I am. But what if the parts you call flaws are actually cries for love? Let's talk about a few. See if any of these feel familiar. First one up is the wound of rejection. You grew up feeling unwanted or too much, so now you hesitate to show your real self. You dim your light to be accepted. You chase love that never quite stays. And when someone finally does care, your first instinct is, this can't be real. That's not cynicism. That's your inner child guarding their heart. Second up is the wound of abandonment. Maybe someone left, physically or emotionally. You learned early that connection is fragile, so you cling tightly or pull away before others can. You overthink every text bubble. You track tone shifts like a detective. You've got CSI Emotional Edition running in your brain 24/7. Third is the wound of humiliation. You were shamed for being different, for feeling, for needing. Now you shrink yourself before anyone else can. You apologize for existing. Sorry, can I just exist here quietly? Next one up is the wound of betrayal. Someone broke your trust. Maybe a parent, partner, friend, and now you trust no one fully, not even yourself. Your inner child says, if I never trust again, I'll never be hurt again. But the truth is, love can't enter a heart that's always in lockdown. And then there's the wound of injustice. You were treated unfairly. Maybe you were blamed for things that weren't your fault. You grew into a perfectionist, trying to control everything, so chaos never returns. But control is just fear in a tuxedo. Looks good, but still terrified inside. The tricky part? These wounds don't stay politely in the past. They time travel into our present through what we call triggers. A trigger is not an overreaction, it's an overdue reaction. It's your inner child saying, remember this? We never healed it. Let me give you an example. Someone ignores your message for a day. Adult you says, they're probably busy. Inner child you screams, they left me again. And suddenly, you're not 35 anymore. You're 7, waiting at the window for someone who never came. Or maybe your boss gives you feedback. Adult you hears words. Inner child hears, you're not good enough. These are echoes, emotional flashbacks. They pull your present awareness into a past pain, asking to be seen. So the next time you're triggered, instead of saying, what's wrong with me? Try, my little one is scared. Let me comfort them again. That single shift from judgment to compassion changes everything. Now, let's be honest, inner child healing can be messy. Sometimes you're crying, journaling, feeling deep, and 5 minutes later you're mad because your smoothie machine broke. And you're like, how can I be spiritually enlightened and screaming at the blender in the same hour? Welcome to being human. Your inner child doesn't need you to be perfect, they need you to be present. Healing isn't an Instagram aesthetic, it's not all incense and enlightenment. Sometimes it's ugly crying at 2 a.m. while eating cookies saying, I'm doing shadow work. And you know what? That counts. Every tear, every giggle, every awkward attempt to self soothe, that's sacred. That's you learning to reparent yourself. Our bodies store childhood emotion. That's why healing often shows up physically: tight shoulders, chest heaviness, stomach knots. Each sensation is like a post it note from your inner child. Hey, remember me? When you pause and breathe into those spots, you tell your nervous system, we are safe now. The body exhales decades of holding. The heart begins to reopen. Try the simple check in with me right now. Take a deep breath and notice where your body feels tense. Place your hand there gently and whisper, you don't have to carry this anymore. Beautiful. You're already doing it. Ever notice how certain people trigger the same pain over and over? That's the universe setting up replays until you respond differently. The same type of partner who makes you feel unseen, the same friend who always takes but never gives, the same job that drains your joy. You think, why does this keep happening to me? But spiritually, it's happening for you. Each cycle is an invitation to choose love instead of fear, awareness instead of reaction. And every time you respond with compassion instead of self abandonment, your inner child learns safety. That's how healing rewires destiny. Let's integrate this gently. No blaming your parents, no judging your past self. They all acted from their own unhealed pain. You're the generation that's breaking that cycle. You're the bridge between what was and what will be. That's sacred work, and you're doing it. So take a breath and let your heart whisper, it wasn't my fault, but it is my time to heal. Repeat it softly. It wasn't my fault, but it is my time to heal. Feel that truth vibrate in your chest. That's your inner child smiling. Finally believed. Beautiful souls. In the next part, we'll explore how these inner wounds quietly shape your adult life, your relationships, your life patterns, your choices, and even your spiritual connection. We'll talk about how sometimes your inner child is secretly the one running your romantic life, your career decisions, and even your spiritual practice. And yes, we'll laugh about it too, because healing doesn't have to be heavy to be holy. So take a deep breath, maybe grab some tea, and I'll see you in the next segment. Now that we've looked at the wounds, it's time for the best part: healing them. Healing your inner child isn't about fixing what's broken, it's about remembering what was never truly lost. Think of it as learning to parent yourself the way you always needed, with patience, humor, and unconditional love. Because let's be honest, if our parents had a how to raise emotionally balanced children manual, they'd probably use it as a coaster. So the first step is reconnection, meeting yourself where you are. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. So the first step is reconnection, meeting that little one inside without judgment. So try this simple ritual later today. Find a quiet corner, look into a mirror, and gently say your own name aloud. And then whisper, "I'm here for you. I won't leave again." It may sound awkward at first, like you're rehearsing for a spiritual movie audition, but that's okay. The mirror isn't the audience, your soul is. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, your energy body registers safety. That's when deep repair begins. Second step is validation. Let the feelings exist. Many of us grew up hearing, "Don't cry, be strong. It's not a big deal." But to a child, everything is a big deal. Lost toys, missed birthdays, silence at dinner. So now, when emotions rise, instead of saying, "I shouldn't feel this," try, "It makes sense that I feel this." Validation doesn't mean you wallow. It means you stop gaslighting your own heart, because your feelings are not interruptions, they are invitations. Step 3 is reparenting with compassion and humor. Reparenting is giving yourself the love, structure, and care you once needed. It's the adult you saying to your inner child, "Okay, sweetheart, I know you're scared, but we've got this." It's not about being the perfect parent. Sometimes it's about telling your inner child, "No, we're not eating an entire cake because our ex texted." Balance, my friends. Healing with humor. Every time you choose gentleness over punishment, you rewire your nervous system. You teach your heart that love doesn't require perfection. Step 4, boundaries. The new form of safety. As kids, we couldn't always set boundaries. Adults decided for us. So healing means learning to say no without guilt, and yes, without fear. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates that guard your peace. When you say no lovingly, you tell your inner child you're worth protecting. The moment you stop abandoning yourself to please others, your inner child finally exhales. Step 5 is play, the medicine of joy. Yes, play. You can't heal a child through spreadsheets. When was the last time you did something purely for joy? Painted badly, danced ridiculously, built a pillow fort? Healing the inner child means inviting joy back in, not just tears. Because laughter is divine glue. I once danced barefoot in the kitchen while blending a smoothie. The blender lid flew off and mango went everywhere. So for a moment, I froze. And then I laughed so hard I nearly fell. That's healing, choosing laughter over self-judgment. And cleaning up mango from the ceiling, that's karma. And the sixth step is forgiveness, the final doorway. Forgiveness is not approval, it's release. When you forgive, you don't say what happened was okay. You say, "I won't let it control me anymore." Forgiving your parents, your teachers, even yourself frees your inner child from reliving the same scene forever. Your past becomes a completed story, not a rerun. You can whisper, "Thank you for teaching me strength. I release the pain and I choose peace." And if you're thinking, "But Martin, they don't deserve forgiveness," remember, forgiveness isn't a gift for them, it's medicine for you. The seventh step is consistency. Healing is a lifestyle. Healing isn't a weekend retreat, it's daily tenderness. You'll have days when your inner child feels brave and other days when they just want cookies and cartoons. Both are sacred. You might meditate one morning and overthink the next. That's fine. Progress isn't linear, it spirals upwards. Each time you return to self love, even after falling back into old patterns, your inner child whispers, "You came back for me." That's all they ever needed. Step 8 is letting your adult and child work together. Imagine this: your inner child has crayons and your adult self has a calendar. One draws dreams, the other makes them happen. Together, they create a life that's both inspired and grounded. The adult brings wisdom, the child brings wonder, the soul brings balance. When those three collaborate, you stop chasing healing, you start living it. Take a breath right now and place a hand over your heart and whisper, "I am proud of you." Say it again slowly. "I'm proud of you." Feel how your body relaxes when you say that. That's your inner child finally hearing the words they've been waiting for. Beautiful souls, you're doing incredible work. You've recognized the wounds and learned the tools. Now it's time to experience the healing. In our next part, we'll enter a roughly 10 to 15 minute guided meditation to connect with, comfort, and free your inner child completely. It's a sacred space where words end and presence begins. So find a comfortable spot, dim the lights, maybe light a candle. You've cried, laughed, reflected, and now let's heal together. Welcome back, beautiful soul. It's time to move from understanding to experience, to step into the quiet garden of your own heart and meet the child within. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Let your spine be tall but relaxed, and rest your hands over your heart or on your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Again, inhale peace and exhale tension. One more time. Inhale light. Exhale everything that no longer serves you. Feel your body settling, like sand finding its place on the ocean floor. With each breath, say silently, "I am safe now. I am home in my body." Feel your nervous system begin to soften. Notice your heart beating gently, steady, loving, loyal. It has never abandoned you, even when you abandoned yourself. Imagine a soft golden light forming in the center of your chest. It glows with warm love, like a sunrise within. With each breath, this light expands, filling your entire being. Now, in your mind's eye, see yourself standing at the entrance of a beautiful path. The ground beneath your feet is soft grass and earth. You hear birds, a gentle stream, and the music of wind through trees. This is your inner world, your safe place. You begin to walk forward slowly. Each step takes you closer to the pure child within you. Soon, you see a small figure ahead, a younger version of yourself. Perhaps they're playing, drawing, or sitting quietly. Look at them. Their eyes, their energy, their innocence. They notice you and look up. For a moment, time stops. It's just you and you. Take a breath and walk closer. You kneel down and meet their gaze. See the emotion in their eyes. Maybe joy, maybe sadness, maybe confusion. Say softly, "Hi, I've missed you. I'm sorry it took me so long to come back, but I'm here now." Your inner child may react in many ways: hug you, cry, or simply look at you in wonder. Whatever happens is perfect. Let them speak if they wish. Listen with your heart, not your head. Perhaps they say, "It hurt when no one believed me." Or maybe, "I was so alone." Simply reply, "I believe you. You never deserved that. You're safe with me now." Feel how those words vibrate through your body. They are truth. Now imagine that same golden light from your heart growing brighter and reaching toward your inner child. It wraps around them like a warm blanket. Every fear they carry begins to melt away. The shame, the loneliness, the guilt. Each breath you take sends waves of peace through their little body. You watch as their shoulders relax, their eyes shine again. They smile for the first time in a long while. Now say to them, "I love you exactly as you are. You don't have to be perfect. I will never abandon you again." Behind your inner child You see a soft light doorway, a symbol of the past. Ask your child, is there anything you still carry that hurts? They might hand you an object, a broken toy, a note, a symbol of old pain. Take it gently and place it in your heart light. Watch it transform into gold dust and rise up into the sky, becoming light again. Whisper, I release the pain. I keep the wisdom. Now extend your arms and invite your inner child to come closer. They step forward and hug you tightly, heart to heart. As you hold them, the two of you begin to merge, light into light, breath into breath. You feel their joy, their playfulness, their innocence flowing into you. They feel your strength, wisdom, and compassion flowing into them. Together, you become whole. I am love. I am safe. I am free. The golden light around you expands beyond the body, filling the room. It touches the walls, the ceiling, the sky. It moves through the timeline of your life, sending healing back to every moment you ever needed love. Visualize the light wrapping around your younger selves at different ages, each one smiling, healed, peaceful. You whisper to each of them, you did your best. You are loved beyond measure. It's safe to be happy now. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel the surface you're resting on. Know that your inner child is no longer separate. They're right here with you, smiling inside your heart. Take a final deep breath in. Exhale fully. I am whole. I am free. I am love. Beautiful work, my friend. Stay in this warmth for as long as you need. You have just rewritten your story. You are safe, and you are the safe place you've been seeking. When you're ready, open your eyes slowly and look around. Notice how the world feels a little softer because you are. Take one last deep breath with me. And just feel it. The peace that's now living inside you. You've met the child within. You've listened, held, and loved them. That is real spiritual work, not up in the clouds, but right here in your own heart. And if your inner child is now requesting ice cream, that's totally fine. Healing can include a dessert. Before we close, place a hand on your heart once more and whisper, "Thank you, little one. Thank you for trusting me." You have just completed something generations before you never had words for. You broke cycles of silence. You turned pain into wisdom. You chose love over fear. That is the essence of spiritual healing, not escaping life, but embracing it fully. If this journey touched your soul, take it with you. Be kind to yourself this week. Speak gently, play a little, and when the world feels heavy, close your eyes and remember the child within you still knows how to dance. And if you ever need guidance, deeper healing, or someone to hold space for your soul, you can always find me at healingwithmartin.com. Thank you for spending this time with me, beautiful souls. If you felt peace here, share this video so it can reach someone else who needs it tonight. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at Healing with Martin, or you can book your personal session at healingwithmartin.com. Follow for daily inspiration and energy tips on Instagram at martin.rock. Every click, every share, every kind comment helps this community grow and bring light to others who are ready to heal. Remember, you are not broken. You are becoming whole. Your inner child isn't lost. They are home. And your heart has always known the way. Until next time, my friends, I'm Martin, your spiritual healer, Reiki master, medium, and life coach. And this has been Healing with Martin. Stay gentle, stay golden, and I'll see you in our next journey. Namaste.